Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to do part 7 of the shop extension. You know, it dawned on me that I never finished it up. I got tied up with Summer Bash last year, and then work got really busy, and I was never really able to finish. But last you saw, we were just barely getting some lighting in the shop. So now we've got HVAC on the shop, so I want to show you that. And we chose a outdoor vertical mount pre-charged plug and play type unit. So I was going to show you that and what it's all about, and the duct arrangement that I chose to do the shop. And you know, this kind of wraps it up. All that's left is a little bit of paint and a little bit of caulking, and you know, the shop extension's finished. You know, the air lines are done, the electrical's done, the lighting's done. I'm very pleased with everything that, with the arrangement that I ended up with, you know. So I just kind of wanted to wrap it up and show you the shop extension, you know, in its completion state. All right. Appreciate you guys watching, and sorry it took so long. Enjoy.
Okay, well, I just got a little GoPro here, GoPro clone that Craig Campbell sent me, which was awfully nice of him. And we've got some openings in the shop now. And I guess you can see those H channels where I had to make a patch. That's my old wall air conditioner, just a cheapy window type air conditioner I just plugged into the wall. So I had to make a patch to move over the new unit. So I've got a supply duct and a return duct both. It's cut in. So I had to make an offset up there with the electrical to get around it. And then there'll be a duct that runs down kind of over my license plates here. To take those off the wall, and I'm going to run a plenum duct down the full length of the shop with some registers cut into the front to distribute the supply air. Alright, so yeah, I've got a couple of AC units that I don't have to run anymore. What I used to do is I used to close this curtain right here, and some of you may remember I had an air conditioner that sat right up there that blew in, and the curtain made the closure. And I had another one over there on the wall, blowing in here, get that fan going, and this space in here stayed pretty nice, but that didn't do anything for the whole shop. It was barely enough, and these things would run full tilt, never shut off. So there's one window air conditioner I used to run, and then there's another one there. I got those up, both of those up on Craigslist. Those are actually a pretty hot item this time of year. All right, so I've prepped for my new air conditioner, and we'll talk about that, what I decided on. I went with a heat pump. I've never had a heat pump before, but I wanted to try it. Basically, in heating mode, it's just an air conditioner running backwards. There's a reversing valve in there, and the difference between a regular air conditioner and a heat pump was about $300 bucks. So I spent the extra $300 bucks to give a heat pump a try, just to give me a tickle of heat, just a small amount of heat. In the winters, all I need, my coldest days, maybe 45, like twice a year. That's about it. All right, but my shop is ventilated for a couple of days. My new air conditioner will be here. Let's see, today's Saturday. It left yesterday from Texas. It'll be here by Wednesday, according to the tracking. All right, and then out here, there's your two openings. There's one right there, and you can see where we patched in and caulked and all the screws and stuff. And then there's the return duct. So we got supply and return, and they're already gasketed. There's already a gasket around the opening. My air conditioner left Texas Friday. Today's Saturday. I should have it by Wednesday. That's what the tracking says. So it's an LTL. And it's not that bad. It's about $350 bucks to get it here, so not terrible. All right, so that's progress on the shop for this week. Today I'm working on getting some power over here, so I need to get power over here to run it. What I bought was a 2-ton vertical heat pump, so I didn't get any auxiliary power. All I got was just the reversing valve, so the air conditioner just works backwards. For a little bit of heat. I don't need a lot of heat. My coldest day is like 45. Once or twice a year, that's it. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so we did a little bit of sheet metal work today, and we put in the sheet metal enclosures right there. And that opening, I'm going to put in some double doors up there. That was actually kind of a good storage spot. So we're going to leave that right there for a door opening. I thought that was pretty clever. That lighting's done. You've already seen that in my last video. And this is what it looked like before. It's just wide open up there in the big dark cavity. And also, look what came back to roost. I had the 4-jaw machine from Ox Tools powder coated. That is a brilliant shade of hunter green hammer tone. It's like a 2-tone hammer tone. I don't know if I can zoom in far enough so you can see the actual color. Yeah, there it is. You can kind of see it. You can see the hammer finish, and it's kind of a 2-tone green. So money green, you know. Maybe that's what we'll call it, the money machine. Pretty cool. Anyways, that got powder coated and got some fresh hardware there to put it together with, in that bag that's taped on there. And yeah, it will look good with some fresh hardware on it. And what else is going on around here? Oh, I got HVAC on the shop. Over there you'll see 2 holes cut in the wall. You've seen those before. I captured those on another camera. And I'm going to show you it's a packaged HVAC unit. So we're going to run outside here. And there she blows. This is a US made Bard, B-A-R-D. Just a packaged HVAC. They call it the wall mount. The wall mount, not a wall mount, the wall mount. It's a 2-ton unit, which was good for up to 1,400 square foot. My shop is under 1,000 square foot, but it's poorly insulated, so I chose it's slightly oversized. I just need to do some duct distribution. This is the first heat pump I've ever owned, and it's actually brilliant. You know, they actually reverse the air conditioning system, and out here, these coils will put out cold air, and inside it'll blow the hot air inside. So this unit's got a reversing valve. So for an extra, I don't know, like $400, you get a reversing setup on it, and they call it a heat pump instead of a full-on air conditioner. Like I said, I've never owned an air conditioner or a heat pump before. Power going in right here, Myers hub. And then this is just a thermostat cable, which is in a plenum cord, and I just put it in this conduit for protection, rodents and things like that. I didn't want to run a plenum cord out in the open. But and then I chase that up through the attic there, just to keep rodents from chewing on my thermostat cable. But ran the thermostat, ran power to it, hung it on the wall. Unit weighs about 340 pounds. It's not too bad for a 2-ton unit. And I can add auxiliary heat if I want, but people tell me that for a 40 to 45 degree day, which is as cold as it ever gets here, the heat pump by itself will be plenty. Anyways, we got HVAC. Nice. And it's a tight squeeze. See, I got it barely under the eaves there, and it doesn't stick out. So, you know, if I'm going to hit the HVAC with my trailer, I'm going to hit the building too. So it'll work out good. Well, the ductwork came in for the shop. We've got some spiral duct of various flavors. That's 16, 14, 9, and 6. So that's everything for our zero pressure drop system or constant velocity system. We've got some register saddles we can cut in, and we've got some adapter cones, and these are like a zero clearance or an offset type cone. Basically, as your duct diminishes going down the wall, it'll keep the same clearance to the wall. So you can get these in eccentric or concentric. I got the eccentric ones with a zero back set.
All right, so you can order your offsets that way too. So that's a, that right there is a 16 by 14. That's a 16 by 9. Those are 9 by 6, 9 by 6. Don't remember. Oh, yeah, that's a 14 by 9. Okay, so zero clearance offsets and register saddles and spiral duct is all we got. Okay, well, it's kind of a mess out here, but I've got my lighting in. You've already seen that. I've got the other sheet metal done. I don't know how well this camera's going to do in the dark. Yeah, it's doing okay. Looks like it's making up for it. You know, we got all the sheet metal in the lid, and all we did was run an angle down the side of the, or actually right above the I-beam where that 2 by 6 rectangular tube was, and that gave me a shelf to set the sheet metal on. Those two lights over there still are, they're roughed in, wired. I still got to finish wiring them and get the power supply back to the other side of the shop, so all 4 of these lights will fire. And I've still got some closure angles to do on over the roll-up door back there. You see some light coming in. And all these panels still need to be caulked. You'll see little pinholes of light and stuff coming through here and there. Everything needs to be caulked and painted. And now we're getting down to the other part of the shop you've already seen. That's kind of the sheet metal side. Still got to insulate. I got my insulation bats over there. We're insulating both attics. You know, after all the utilities up there are done, I did leave myself some loft space. There's a doorway right there. That's a 3 foot by 4 foot doorway. And over here we've got a 3 foot by 4 foot doorway. And that hard lid is plenty strong. It holds me. So I mean, I go up there, so there's 300 pounds crawling around up there. So it'll be good for a little bit of storage on each side. So I still got to build a pair of double doors for each of those openings, put them on a piano hinge and come up with a little latch. So that's done. The roll-up door was really challenging. Up there I actually had to step the sheet metal out to clear the chain drive and everything on the side. And I actually made, from the attic, I made a door. So you can climb up in the attic, open the door to service the chain drive. So it is still serviceable. I didn't bury the drive for the door. It's going to be no fun to work on, but you can work on it. All right, so that sheet metal is finished. We're doing, I still got HVAC duct to put in. You saw earlier the barred unit went in on the wall, and it doesn't distribute the air at all in the shop. It's horrible. Over by my mill and my lathe in the other room, it's like a meat locker, and out here it's still hot. But over here, we're punching through the wall. We're going to run a duct down this wall. And then over on the other side, out of the barred unit, we're going to run a duct down this wall. Not focusing on that. There we go. We're going to run a duct down this wall off of that supply duct. You see, I got a blower hanging. I got a combustion blower hanging underneath the opening right now that's shooting the air out this way. I flip the switch on that and turn that little blower on, and it gets a hold of the cold air and blows it out on this side of the shop. That's the only distribution I have right now. And the one down below is just a return duct, so that just gets a simple louver. But the duct distribution, I'm running spiral duct, and I'm running a zero pressure loss system. So the ductwork squeezes down as it progresses. So it starts out at 14 and ends up at 6-inch duct at the ends. So they call it either my ice maker. There we go. It's called a zero pressure loss system, or also a constant velocity system. So you're always moving the same feet per minute through the duct, and it's easily calculated. I use a train. It's called a ductulator. It's like a spin chart that you can calculate ductwork with. Look it up by the Train HVAC system. But look up a ductulator, and it'll help you engineer your round and square ducts. But this is all going to be spiral, 14 inches main trunk, and then next down, by the time it gets over here, it's down to 6-inch, and then over here it necks down and ends up over at 6" when it gets punches through the wall and goes to the other side. And I'm going to be using, let's see if we can find them. I already bought these, they already came in. They came in very quickly. These are called an air tap. These are registers for your HVAC. It's called a wall fan for registers, and what it is, it's a programmable register louver, but it's got a couple of small fans in the back, and you program it here on the keypad to when it triggers and how fast the fans run. The fans have 10 speeds that you can program, and you can program the cut-in time, or the cut-in temperature and the cut-out temperature for both heating and cooling. So you would probably set your cooling at, when this unit sees maybe 55 degrees, which is about the temperature of what the internals of the air conditioner are going to run, or the ducting. The fans would kick in to your pre-designated fan speed. And then in heating mode, when your ducting sees, I don't know, 110 degrees, then that would kick in your fans here for heating. So they've got separate controls for heating and cooling. These are sold to people that have houses and a part of their house is dead. They don't have the velocity in the duct, and they use the fans to actually pull the heating and cooling out of the ducts. So we're putting this in all the registers, and they'll all be on a common circuit, so I can flip one switch and they all come on all at the same time. And I might just wire it into the HVAC too, so that when the HVAC comes on, these come on at the same time. I haven't decided how I'm going to wire them yet, but they come with a nice long cord and an adapter. They run on 12 volt, but they've got a power supply. Each one comes with its own little power supply to power them up. All right, but I'll figure out how to wire those. I'll figure out something cool with that here in the future. All right, so that's all the news it is news for shop. I did mount my, let me hit a light here. There we go. I did mount my T-stat inside in kind of a central location in the room. Basically, it's this thing's go or no go. You turn the thing on and you just want it on all day. I don't want it cycling. So I turn it on and turn the thermostat down as low as I can, and just let it come on and stay on while I'm here, and shut it down when I leave. So, but it is thermostatically controlled. It has to be on there for it to function. So I did mount a thermostat in a central location. All right, but basically we're blowing the air from, this is the east wall. So we're going to be having duct coming down here and on the other side of the shop. So it's going to be moving air from east to west down the full length of the shop. And I'm hoping those duct registers will help accelerate some of that, and I can kind of dial it in with the fan speeds of all the individual registers. Okay, so that's the shop setup I selected for the HVAC. Okay, well, we got a little bit on our ductwork done yesterday, and I wanted to get into these registers a little bit. This one's powered up, so it's showing 87, and I got them to trigger about 60, so they'll trigger at 60 degrees. Now it shows 86. So each one's got its own little temperature probe inside of it, so it'll display the discharge temperature. And like I say, you go through the menus on these things, and what you do is you're setting a dead band. You got your heating trigger and your cooling trigger. So you set your heating trigger high and your cooling trigger low, and in between those two values is a dead band where these fans, there's two little computer fans back there, those two fans won't operate in that dead band. So it's actually a pretty cool little setup. You got a menu button and up and down arrow keys. Pretty intuitive. All right, so that's the That's the registers, and you can see we did a 0 pressure drop system. There's just a simple end cap back there, reduction cone. It starts out at 16 inch, and it goes from 16 to 9, which is 9 inches enough to support 2 registers, and it goes down to 6, which is enough to support 1 register. And on the other side, we're going from 16 down to 14, drop a register. That fan's coming out, gonna punch through the wall and head that way. We're doing that today. All right, so that's how far I got yesterday. You're probably getting a lot of glare off that light. There's a light right above us, so it's kind of hard to film with that light there. All right, so that's what we're doing. Okay, well, we got our ductwork finished. The system's up and running. I've rerouted the cables. Actually, it's plenum duct, so I was able to put the cables right, just lay it right in the duct. And we got 4 registers in the main shop. I'm bringing all the cabling out through a bulkhead fitting right there, and I just got them mounted in a quad box for now. But I'll mount a permanent box up there, and I put them on a switch. I installed a switch right here, which flip of the switch and all 4 of them go down. See, now they are not on. I don't know whether I like them yet or not. We're gonna see. Anyways, we got our ductwork all done. Went ahead and punched through the wall. And we'll go over on the other side and take a look at those. And I'm just experimenting with the duct registers right now to see what I like and what I don't like. If you look through the window, you can probably see the ones over on the other side, but we'll walk over there. Those are over the Monarch. Let's go over to the other side and have a look. And over on this side, you can see we were punched through the wall, then necked it down. And these registers are currently closed. These are just a 3-way register, but they do have a damper inside, so I'm able to close them off completely. And it's just a matter of flipping a lever to open them up. I'm sorry that light's kind of blowing you out there. But, these, you can just flip that lever, and now you're back to cooling air in here, if you want it. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to put the manual ones over on the other side of the shop, or I'm going to keep these in here. But these are tilted down 10 degrees, kind of into your breathing zone. It kind of just blows right in your face, which is wonderful. And this center register is right in front of me when you're standing at the Monarch. Yes, Monarch. So gotta love having air blowing right in your face. All right, well, the ducting's done, and I'm pretty pleased with it so far. And next up, we got to paint. You know, we've got all the sheet metal work done, and up on the lid, all those seams need to get caulked. And I still got to make doors for the attic. And I still got to get those upper lights. They're in, but they're not wired yet. So there's still stuff to do before we can paint. I want to get the lights done, get the doors done, because the doors are going to get painted as well, and get that whole center section lit up. But we're getting a lot closer. All right. Okay, so that's it. You know, that's my shop now. I wish it was bigger. Like I've said it a million times, a shop is a lot like a woman's purse. I don't care how big it is, it's always full. So I'm pleased with the results, and I've finally got room for a couple of machines that I want to get in here. I want to get a couple of the old ones out, and I'm getting a couple new ones in, and we'll leave that for a surprise for later. But thanks for watching, and thanks for watching the series. You know, if you want to go back and look at it from phase 1 all the way to completion, go back on the channel and look up Shop Extension Phase 1 and check them out. All right, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one.